Welcome back, Royals. Welcome into our home. Tonight we have really good topics, and actually going forward, we have really good topics. Make sure you come in, relax, enjoy your time in our homes. Y'all know the drill. Take off your bra, loosen that wig, take off that weave, reverse that. Willy Wonka. Take that thong off. You probably not shouldn't be wearing it anyway. Do y'all go to the doctor? You need to get checked out. I'm just saying. Want to throw that out there as a little tidbit. We're going to get started. I'm going to have our co-host introduce herself, and I'd like to announce special announcement.
Hi, everybody. Look,
We are no longer fixing crowns around here. We might have to knock that motherfucker off.
hi, everybody, and happy Taco Tuesday. How's everybody doing tonight? I didn't.
We're doing great. Thanks for asking. You're such a gem.
Right. I didn't have tacos today either. I had strawberries and grapes.
I had Wingstop, and I had exactly 3.
Oh yeah. I did have a bite of a chili cheese dog, and when I ate it, it made me immediate. I felt sick to my stomach, so
It
I didn't.
didn't agree.
Yeah, I was like, mm-mm. So I just ate
Okay.
strawberries and grapes.
Okay. So there's our quick update. You guys know what
Right.
shots we're taking, and if you don't, I'm taking Wegovy. She's taking Ozempic, and we are in the middle dosages and the middle stage. My recent weight loss, I did loss LOSS, not LOST. It sounds like I said a T at the end. Um, I did drop more weight since I got the water off. It was mostly water. I wasn't feeling well the last couple 2 weeks, so my body has adjusted to the new dosage, and I'm doing well. But
Yeah,
as you see, we're still not eating enough.
I haven't. I missed last week, and I just said I'll do it this week, and I still don't have really an appetite. I'll take it
Mm,
tonight when I get off of here. Before I go to bed, I'll take it.
okay. So pay attention to your body and do the best you can. If you can't take it every week, take it every other week. Sometimes I skip a week, depending on how I feel, because my health is more important to me than getting to this better weight for my health, if that makes sense. But if it doesn't, we're going to talk about it tonight. Actually, that's one of the things we're going to talk about. You mother, you all are something else. The proof be in the numbers, and it's all the money. So let's get started. The first video that I am going to play. Right. So we talk about adults and all the things that they need to do better. You need to do better. You need to do better. But we don't exactly back into all the time. We do. I mean, we as in a collective, like, I am my brother's keeper. So we don't talk about this probably happened when you were younger. It probably started when you were much younger. You probably had those things. To also say on the front, this none of the topics tonight are funny. To make them a little more light, I may say something. Road may say something because we are honest with ourselves too, and we don't be so hard on ourselves, but we're very sensitive to others. And the idea is to get to where we need to be. But this first one, what do you be saying, bro? Trigger warning.
Trigger,
Because
trigger.
because when we ask about psychopaths and serial unalivers and things like this, and a lot of people say things like you didn't see signs when they were a child or different things like that. Well, research shows that it can be detected as early as 2 in some. And but here's the thing: some parents are guilty, most are not. I will say that because you don't necessarily know. So let's learn together. And this one is the youngest serial unaliver in the world. He is 8. And here we go.
I mean, most young folks are seen as innocent souls that wouldn't hurt a fly, right? But then there are those exceptions, kids who've taken a darker path, and it makes you wonder, was it their upbringing, the choices they made, or maybe some other mysterious factors? Born in the small village of Musari in the Indian state of Bihar in 1998, Amarjeet would grow up to become India's youngest serial killer, around the age of 8. It was during this time that he carried out his first act of unspeakable violence, taking the life of his 6-month-old cousin. This shocking incident went largely unnoticed, attributed to an unfortunate accident. Over the next 2 years, he would claim the lives of 2 more innocent victims. How could a child commit such monstrous crimes? The truth gradually came to light when 𝒂𝒂𝒏𝒆's family members discovered his chilling secret. They found the lifeless bodies of his 2 cousins, aged 3 and 8 months, hidden in a nearby field. 𝒂𝒂𝒏𝒆, when questioned, confessed to his crimes with an eerie calmness. His motives remained shrouded in mystery. Some speculated that he was possessed by evil spirits, while others believed he may have been influenced by violent media. Regardless, he was too young to be prosecuted under India's legal system, which prohibits the trial of children under the age of 7. Instead, 𝒂𝒂𝒏𝒆 was sent to a children's home for rehabilitation and psychiatric evaluation. The case ignited a nationwide debate on the nature of childhood criminality and the importance of early intervention in cases of disturbed children. What could drive a child so young to commit such heinous acts? Did he truly understand the gravity of his actions? And could there have been any way to prevent this descent into darkness? Amarjit Sada's tale is a cautionary alarm, prompting us to be vigilant in recognizing signs of distress in children and seeking help before it's too late.
I wonder,
So
um, did the rehabilitation help him, or was it just like I wonder did that really help him?
I wonder as well. So the thing that we'll find through each of these, because there are more, and I'll be sharing them every video until I'm tired of this topic. And by tired, meaning I need an emotional break. The ones that are even prosecuted early on here, UK and India, they don't release who they are now.
Mm.
So I feel like part of that is part of the conversation that needs to be had, because it's a disservice. It's a disservice because it should be a requirement that they, not medicine, nothing like that, but it should be a requirement that they are studied, if you will, for the rest of their life, or until you are completely sure that they are not doing certain things. Because without that study, without that consistent information, how do you know what are things that can be done for parents, putting more information out there for childcare workers, social workers, things of that nature? It doesn't help, because you don't know, like you said, did the rehabilitation work? That should probably be something that is discussed. And it wasn't in there at all, bro. And then I Googled, and I couldn't find it. I Googled the next 3 that we'll be doing. And one of the girls was even able to change her identity, which I get for hers, because hers was a different reason. It was some other things included, because remember, it can come from something that you're genetically born with. If mental health is in your family, it could be some trauma that triggered you. If we as adults are one thing away from sanity to insanity, how much worse is it as a child? You have no control. You don't know what's going on. You're confused. I'm pretty sure it's worse. The thing about him, though, is I didn't like the reasons that they were saying. If it was social media, I mean, at that time, how prevalent was social media?
Yeah, over there. It don't
Right?
look so they can't blame that on anything.
That's all. He don't look like he played video games, from
No.
based on where he's from and his family dynamic. I don't understand how they associated that.
It probably is really evil spirits. Like that, I will really say that it probably is. Or genetics. Like he got some evil spirits on him.
Mm. So, as a parent, child care worker, anybody in the village, well, actually, the village don't help, because some people around, I've seen people try to help people with their child's behavior, and they didn't listen. And 2, 3 years later, exactly what you said is now a big deal because now they're not a toddler anymore. It's not cute. Now they're not in elementary, they're in junior high and they're as big as you and they standing up in your face, but somebody tried to tell you before. So if there's somebody that wants to listen, I say I'm not about to let them do this to my baby or do that to my baby. I would be more concerned with the adult they're going to become one day because they're not always going to be your baby. So if you can talk to your primary care physician to get assistance. And some of the signs that you can notice are if you're chastising your child and they don't care, if they don't react to things that should have made them question it, like sad or have an emotion behind it. The majority was lack of emotion and the lack of caring if they received consequences for what they did. It was almost like, I don't care. You see in the video, they said that he recanted everything. And it was like,
Oh, well.
yes, that's what I did. But on the other side of that, the part that scares me is you took it a little further. You hit the
body. So you knew what you
yeah. Don't that stand out to you?
Yeah, he would have to go. Even if y'all not putting them in, well, they said they put them somewhere, but even after that, you can't come back to my house. You
I
can
wouldn't feel comfortable.
That's people in your family. I could see if it was somebody that abused you or something like that, but you're doing it to innocent kids, 3 and 8 months old. They can't defend themselves against you at all. No, you can't come back, sir. Well, boy.
I wonder if anybody asked him if he had been touched.
But even if he have, why would he do that to little kids?
The torturous. Yeah.
Why would you do that to little kids?
I don't know. Little bitty babies.
Look, that is a good question. Did he ever get touched?
Because usually when you're touched, don't you go down in age because you go down in age or to women who's less strong than you.
Yeah, so you have the power over them.
Right. And he's so little. That's his real picture, you guys. He's very small in frame. He's a tiny one. Well, obviously because he was 7 and 8, but you get what I'm saying. So if you think any of those things are going on, and I would even say, for those of us that believe, take your child to the altar. That's why in some of our families, we believe in as soon as you have your baby, you can go to church. That's supposed to be one of your first stops, is going to church. When you have your child, you're supposed to pray over your baby. When they get Christian, the godparent, you pray over your children. And it's not a joke. And you say a very intentional prayer because you don't know what's on the other side of another family, because there were some that had things in their background and they didn't know. And it was like, we could have controlled this, but we didn't know. And we didn't know that it started this young. So that's where some of the deficit is too, not knowing the age. It's interesting. I thought that was very interesting. On Thursday, I'll be playing a video of a man on the other side of this. Now, he didn't go this far. He's not doing that. But the way that he talks to his mother is very baby boy, and he ended up getting arrested. But it shows the signs that you should have done before it got here. Like, the mother wants help now, but it's like, girl, do you see how old he is? Like, there is no help. Now you created this problem for the rest of the world. But there it goes. So for the next one, I am going to play a clip because there is something that I've learned. I've never really had a show about being plus size and the different things that go into it. But now it seems like the mukbang community is going on a reverse. So anybody that is plus size and eating, even if they're eating a regular meal, it's like people in the comments tearing them up and all this other stuff. But I wanted to know, is it people that truly make money from this outside of what we see? But then I thought about it. Duh, if they're doing mukbangs and the majority of those people are plus size and most went from being smaller to bigger, you're paying for it that way. But I wanted to know if people were shelling out cash. Then I saw this video, and it's something called feederism, y'all. All these people saying that they got fat issues. But to be fair, it's just like anything else. You sniffers, you needlers, you other people that got all of these things. You're not going to tell that you got the fetish or the problem. So that's your problem and the problem of the person that's doing it. But listen to this. I didn't know. Did you know, Ro?
No, I had no idea.
I did. This here internet be teaching. This here internet. Here we go.
My name's Keetlin, and I got myself to nearly 600 pounds. How did you get so fat? I remember being in 5th grade, lying, hiding, sneaking, and hoarding food. I have used food to cope and self-medicate my whole life. Childhood trauma, broken home, anything and everything that I went through, I coped with food. I have battled drug addiction, alcoholism, sex addiction, gambling addiction, shopping addiction. But the hardest addiction that I have dealt with in my life is food addiction. The majority of that weight I actively gained. I discovered a community called Feederism. Feederism is a kink community where they sexualize and fetishize eating. I found myself consumed in the Feederism community. I was wanted, I was desired, I was loved. These men wanted to take care of me. These men would empty their bank accounts to feed me. The goal was to become immobile. And I truly believed that that was what I was destined for. I was too far gone. I might as well go all the way. I was quickly introduced to death feederism. Death feederism is exactly what it sounds like. They wanted to feed me to death. I catered to their fantasies. I ate and ate and ate. And I slowly got myself closer to becoming immobile. At the end of 2023, I had an extremely scary health concern come up. I spent a week in the hospital battling sepsis and cellulitis and was days away from going septic and dying.
So, my first feedback is I'm not focused on her because she's surviving and thriving right now. I am focused on the enablers. What type of sick person, not even an enabler. So, an enabler is somebody that contributes, doesn't really want to, but contributes because they don't want to hurt the person. And to be clear, food is probably the worst addiction ever because it's something that you need. Probably food and sex, but food more because you need it, right? You need it every day, and yet you have to now control it after you've gone over the deep end. And the next one I'll show you shows what it looks like to go from this person completely ate healthy, and then because mukbangs picked up, he craved attention and all of these things. He literally went from one thing to the other in less than a year. And it didn't just attack through food, it was through other ways. But back to her. The people, I don't understand. If we can't have websites up that will allow you to do narcotics together, how are these websites up? It's one called Death Foodism. What kind of shit is that? How is it even up? These ladies and gentlemen, by the way, are making so much money doing this. They are sending you money with the intent that you will become immobile, with the intent that you will become sick, with the intent that you will harm yourself. What type of sick individual would want somebody to do that? So we have a bigger problem than just the people that are looking for the love and money that's sometimes needed for what they are doing. For me, the bigger concern is the person that's paying for it. You're feeding somebody because that's your intent. You want them to not be here. You know they have kids, family, they're a human, and you want one-on-one contact. Please explain. I don't understand, bro. How come they can't just watch mukbang? Why do they have to watch the person directly do this?
I have no idea. When I watched that, I had never heard of that either. So when I watched that earlier today, I was like, dang, like people would actually pay to watch somebody get bigger and bigger and pass away. Like those is the sick people right there that will want to pay somebody to watch them do that. Like those the ones who need an evaluation. Yes, she needs help too, but a person that's their fetish, that's a sick person. Like she said, they'll spend their life savings.
It's amazing. All it's just I really uh, I really wish for the sake of saving more people that since they're all in our business anyway, that some type of space in the government or CIA or something like that, that they could really go through the stuff that matters and pull it out so it could help and reverse what media is painting and things like that, right? So we will see somebody post something, but then people will be people have been mean in me and Rose comments already, and it's nothing that we've really done, it's nothing that we've really said that will make people say the things that they say, but they do. But more talk is about being fat, being obese, no empathy, like dragging some people. And I don't understand. But on the other side of that, for one person, think of all the customers that she had. If for one person, all of these people are sick. Why can't we focus on all of these people that are sick, get them off of social media and off of media, and it will reduce that problem. It will also show people while you think you're not loved because you look this particular way, hell, most of them with Dr. Now be having a man. They don't be by themselves. And the men have women because it is people out there that see past certain things. Everybody don't think being fat is disgusting. They don't prefer it. Hell, I don't prefer it. If it looks a certain way, I don't like it. If anything looks a certain way, somebody don't like it. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But I have never demeaned nobody because why would I want to hurt somebody? I don't understand. But that to me is you allowing illegal behavior, um, criminal behavior. You're unaliving somebody. So what's the difference in if that was your family member and you were force feeding them or overfeeding them? Then you would get in trouble. So to me, what's the difference? But I really wish those numbers could be available, Ro, for everything that's a stigma. Being too dark, being too plus size, your hair not long enough. And by the way, that's Beyonce's damn real hair. If y'all don't knock it off, that child been having hair.
Yeah, that's a whole nother subject. Yeah, that's Beyonce's. I don't know what they wanted to do. They was like, yeah, the back part was real, but the front part wasn't. It looked like a lace front. It looked like a wig. Like that's what wigs are made to look like people's real hair.
Bro, can you please tell the people? Can you
And
please tell the people?
that Beyonce is a billionaire, so she has the right people around her to keep her protective style with her hair done under it, protected where it's gonna grow. She's literally not doing anything to her hair, so her hair will grow. Now, when we talk about the other people, which I'm trying to get muted, so I'll leave them out. Let's see who else is black that has long hair. Kenya Moore.
Exactly. And they try to drag her too, and she's had it her whole. We've seen her whole life.
Who else? Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, when Nikki
Her
takes
hair
her hair down,
is real long. I'm trying to it's
they even
somebody.
try to come for Cardi B, and I'm like, what? That doesn't even make sense. And Lala Anthony too.
They in the
Oh, Kelly Rowland.
oh, I
Hers,
Rolling cut her hair.
no, she has it long. I mean, it's long and it's taken care of and it's healthy. So everybody that if something happens like this, mine are growing back. But if something happens like this, it's because you're not caring for your hair. Or for me, it was after I got COVID.
Oh, mine's is because I have
Yeah, mine was because after I got COVID the second time that my hair fell out in some like weird places.
yeah, it's but still I wear weaves all the time. Well, now I wear wigs just to try to get that part, whatever the dermatologist is doing. but my hair is to my bra strap.
Exactly.
Because I still grease my scalp every day and everything. It's just
Right.
my sides are gone.
There was 3 girls in my mom's shop when I was younger. When I was in junior high, I used to come back to y'all complaining about it. I never wanted to go to the shop on the days that they was in there because I'm not even lying. They took over 3 stylists. They for each thing. So one would wash, one would press, and one could, because their hair looked
So
like a light. Oh my God. It was so big. And it went to the chair. You know, when you sit in a chair, it went to the bottom of the chair. And it was so long. Wasn't no trimming. It was all healthy. It came all the way down. And their hairline was different. Like Beyonce's. It wasn't everybody got different. Some people got this kind, some people would go back. Everybody got different kind, but theirs, girl, it wasn't a follicle missing off their head. And it took all day. Have to give the blow dryer some rest. Y'all, we could come for people for worse things. It's like you damned if you do and you damned if you don't. Yes, mom, it was thick. That's my mom. I'm not lying. That shit, I used to be like, you really brought me in here on today? Because why?
yeah,
I would be sitting here till night. I think add that to my trauma list. Okay, just kidding. So let's watch. I told y'all we was gonna have to break in the middle, because we like to keep it light. We're trying to learn, but I do got some accountability questions. The sad reality is they will never be fixed. So the only thing they ever be fixed. Okay. But there are things you can do to at least help protect the people around you and those that you love. And even since we have social media, when you see people that are going through things and changing or things like that, remember some of them feed from social media. So if you're giving them positive vibes, you're feeding their positive vibes. This particular girl, I did mean to pull out her name. Of course, I was in the comments pumping her up, telling her that I was proud of her and all of that. And I started following her because if you can make a difference with one person, it makes you feel good and it actually contributes to your day. Because all the bad stuff that be on your timeline, like, it could get overwhelming. It could really get
it makes you
overwhelming.
not want to be on there. It makes you not,
Mhm,
because you see so much bad things. So yeah.
mhm. It does. It's especially for an empath, and I am definitely an empath, and I had to learn how to regulate that, especially with my nonprofit and everything else. So I need to know when to take breaks and give myself that grace. So lesson there too: learn when to give yourself grace. Whatever is due, it won't be due if you're in a casket. So take your breaks. Um, this one is last for this topic, and then we have a special announcement. God be working. Every time I be like, I'm not doing this no more. I'm just gonna lay in the bed. And God says, girl, yes, you are. Here you go. Here we go.
Mukbang videos were spreading like wildfire in South Korea. Why would anyone want to watch someone stuff their face with food? Surprisingly, mukbangs actually originated from the growing loneliness epidemic in South Korean culture. With people being pushed away from local communities and into giant urban sprawls like Seoul, they increasingly turned to others online to find some sense of belonging in their empty lives. Nakano just ate a slightly larger than normal vegan meal behind the camera. This was just him having fun, and it was only meant to be a one-off video. And yet to his surprise, the video took off quickly, becoming one of the most popular videos he's ever uploaded. His comments in the next few videos were filled with requests for more mukbangs. His transition to mukbang was not just a change in dietary preference, but a complete overhaul of his online persona. Knowing his audience loved drama, he'd lean into it. He would take toxicity to the next level. He'd constantly brag about how healthy it was, and yet anybody and their dog could see that was far from the truth. It was just another lie of the fat acceptance movement. Young and healthy Nicholas Perry was transforming into an overtly obese narcissistic man, all within a single year. And yet he now had hundreds of thousands in his bank account and a giant following. What could go wrong? He could always just die later, right? I mean, this was at the very same time that the fat acceptance movement gripped the corporate American narrative, the any size is beautiful mentality, and if you disagree with the sentiment, you'd be a fat shaming bigot. This diet change was most likely based on the fact that he could make bank and become a beacon of corporate media advertising if he too promoted this fat acceptance movement. The more sad his life was, the more money he makes. And at the end, he did make a lot of money, and he's famous. So much so that he has a $2.3 million penthouse. Constantly people are talking about him. But was it all worth it? Getting rich while sacrificing your body, soul, and mind for the support of a twisted fanbase? The answer is no.
Did he pass away?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
No, he didn't. But the one that we're going to show next week, that skinny, he did.
But that boy was not fat.
No, he was skinny. He was a health nut.
I don't think I could do it. I'll be having to throw up after that or something. Like, it'd be a lot of edits in there.
I couldn't understand at the beginning how he did it. So he came, remember, I don't know if anybody remembers, but there was a time when 𝒂𝒏 started having people come on with her. He was one of the people, because she was nice to everybody. He was one of the people.
Love is the lady that eat the seafood, right?
Yes.
Okay.
He was one of the people that she allowed to come on, and then he kind of veered left. He didn't stay true to what I personally know that she teaches, or tries to tell you, because you come to her for advice, and she literally shared with him, yes, I eat this on camera, but these are the things that I don't eat. You know, I don't eat during the day. I work out, I drink my water, I take vitamins, I frequent the doctor, I do all of these things. And this is not forever. This is for right now until X, Y, and Z. Well, because he, unfortunately, when he came out, it was like he was always by himself. Wherever he stayed at that particular time, he didn't really have friends. And he already had his YouTube channel for a while. Well, after, like they said, after he put his first mukbang video up, it was people, oh, we need more. Oh, we need more. Ain't that interesting? And if you skinny, oh, we need more. It's not healthy either way. How could you watch somebody go from being healthy, posting about the things that they eat, they take care of themselves, and you're okay with them going in another direction? Of course you are, because they're not fat. So all that bullshit about,
But
it's not about being,
when they are fat and eating like that, they have a problem like that girl on TikTok. Whatever, I can't think of her
I
name.
can't say her name to Miss Jones.
Yeah, Miss Jones. And they talk about her, like you said, they talk about her all the time because she's already big and eating. So it's like a double standard. If you skinny and eat, they don't care. But if you big and eating, they have a problem with it.
And I said it 30 million times, because in true Aquarius fashion, we don't say things that we don't know. If we have an opinion, we'll say it's our opinion. I said from the very beginning, when people started coming down on people, like why nobody didn't have this energy for the people in Korea that's doing it and still doing it today, and the kids that's doing it today. If it is unhealthy, and it is, especially depending on what you eat, how is it not unhealthy for everybody? How does it not matter? And don't come for me talking about, well, we just care about your health. You don't give a fuck about my health. You don't even know me, and you don't know my health. So I'm capable of watching that myself. Even for those people that's eating a lot, if they're watching their health, and I mean, it's not a damn thing that you could do about it. I don't say you have to support it, but you are aware that you can scroll past their channels. You are aware you don't have to watch it. You can watch whatever you want to watch, but it's very much so a double standard. Very much so. Because look at the comments when he started. Look at how much he gained in a year. But look at what his equity went up in 1 year. And it fed to his,
That's crazy.
it fed to his ego. It fed to his longing for not having friends. It fed to him making more videos, because the more you make them, just like when we say, when we talk, even if it's just us by ourselves, some part of it is therapeutic. You don't feel like you're talking to yourself after you be in it for a while. You feel like you're talking to people, because you are. Y'all eventually respond. I mean, it's real. But that feeds a part of your psyche if you don't have friends, if you don't have other people around. And if this is the way I could do it, and all of these people show up, and all of these people love me, and all of these people say nice things about me, I make these people laugh. They need me. Now it turns into they need me. If I don't do this, what else am I going to do? If I don't do this and one up myself every time, they're going to go away. All of these things end up happening. But we've noticed that that's the consistent across social media, no matter what your poison is with social media, if you allow it to go there. But yeah, he did. And in that same video, I'm not sure if I had it where it came from, but in that same video, it talked about the tricks. There's a guy in LA who does mukbang videos because his fashion stuff wasn't going. So he started doing mukbang videos, but he was able to cut his shit so well that he wasn't really eating that food. So now you're promoting this to the people that are following you and thinking, well, if you work out and if you do this, you can counterbalance this cake that I ate, this pie. He ate bad stuff, like a lot of it, a lot of sweets and stuff like that. And he was lying. And somebody came out and told, because they was like, this is out of control. This is not what he's really doing. And he's uploading lots of videos because he's making lots of money. But
And
it's a trash
I
can.
would have to be editing that because it ain't no way I would be eating that food. No, no.
I don't know. I have never in my life, you could check my record, you can ask people that hate me. I have never in my life been able to even finish an entire meal. Kids meal, yeah, but a meal, no. So eating like that, I started, let me tell you why I started watching Love. I had gotten back surgery, and because I got back surgery and I had just lost weight, I didn't want to regain a lot of weight. And I was watching YouTube, and then a video came up of this kid eating, and I was like, how are they? Immediately, I was like, ugh, how are they doing that? So by me watching it, I was full. I didn't want to eat. So I watched it to control my eating and make me not want certain things. Because it was in the way that they ate. But I've been like that since a kid. If I couldn't sit at the table with somebody who didn't eat right, otherwise I would be more focused on them and be like, I don't want to eat no more. I'm okay. It's just not appealing to me.
Some of that, like her, I could watch her eating, but not like every day. Like when I first seen it, I was just like, what is she eating? But sometimes people eat food and it make me want to eat it.
Yes.
The way they eating it, it looks
Yeah.
so good. It makes you want to be like, oh, I want whatever they eating. So
Hmm.
her was eating, I was like that. Who else? Because I like seafood. Who else ate some food and I liked it, but they didn't do it? Oh, James Rice Chanel when he did his patty pie one. And I remember
Hmm.
he ate that looked so good. I remember I was on a hunt for that. I was like,
Yep.
"What is that?"
Me too.
And he was eating it and he sucking his
I could
finger.
taste the butter through the TV.
Yes, I was like, "Oh my gosh, I have to go get that." So maybe it's an addiction to some people to watch that, and then it makes them wanna eat it too. Maybe that's what
Hmm.
it is. It's just I know how to turn that on and off, but watching some people eat, it'll make you wanna go eat. Like, it looks
Hmm.
so good.
So those videos I don't watch late at night because I love seafood. So watching Love, I have to. I'm telling you, y'all think it. Y'all think we playing.
Well, you know what?
Most.
Said that, you are not lying because my crazy self will be up here in the bed watching all these food people making their food, and I'll be like, "Oh my gosh, I am so hungry." I'm watching them make lamb chops and cakes, and it just be I'll be right like, "I'm hungry now." So that is true.
It girl, last week, last week, like on Tuesday, I think it was after the show. Remember, I didn't eat my all the whichever one that my head was hurting the worst, and I was like, I have to eat something. I was watching something, and they was eating spaghetti. Plus, it was PMS time. Girl, I got up and made spaghetti. I didn't even end up getting to eat until like 11:30 because I made the spaghetti, cleaned the kitchen, all of that. But I still had to eat it. Now, from in my defense, I had exactly 3 bites. Once I got the taste, I was like, okay, cool. Now I can wait until the morning. But it makes you get up and want it, or it does. So I don't watch the ones that I know that I'm like, oh, you smack too much, or something is a distraction in the video. Then I can watch it in support, but not stuff when I be like,
I
Jesus,
said
that
that.
look good.
It remind me of when Wendy Williams would be like, I order everything, but I just take one bite."
That's me.
But I be
That's
watching
what
them
I do.
like, oh my gosh, let me just close my eyes because I be so like, oh my gosh, that looks so good.
Baby, let me tell you something. Life is full of temptation. Life is
Mhm.
full of things that you will want to. If I like myself when I drink, I do. I'm more outgoing. I'm all of these things, but I also know it's not healthy for me. I don't need to add another addiction. I need to learn how to be like that and be free, absent of that. I don't really know nobody that don't like sex. So that's another control space. I personally don't know nobody that don't like food, even if it's not something completely unhealthy. Overindulging can be
Yeah.
completely unhealthy.
Mhm.
Especially depending on what's going on with you. Like a diabetic can't overly eat every fruit. Like everybody is different. The purpose is you really have to manage yourself the best way you can. And for those that have, like the first girl, y'all, did y'all pay attention? She had an addiction in almost everything. She's been through so much. And my concern is nobody around her was paying attention. And she has a child with autism also, guys. She has a lot on her and she's by herself. When you think about this kind of stuff, think about the fact that all of us have these temptations every day. And if you get around certain people, you definitely have them every day. And it's something that you can easily access. So be careful. Seafood is amazing, but seafood is horrible for me. I just learned that
It's
what
so
last year,
mhm.
but I love it. But it's something that I can no longer have the way that I wanted to have. And it's very difficult. But when you get to a place that you're like, you try to find good things to outweigh the bad things, things to keep you distracted, people to help and support you and hold you accountable.
Mhm.
Yeah. Y'all remember a couple weeks ago when I was like, I text the mister and was like, I want seafood, I want Wingstop, I want this, I want that. And all the stuff essentially was not bad stuff. None of it was bad. But his question back was, okay, which one of those things off that list did the doctor tell you could have? So just like me being myself, I said, well, can I use a lie?
Right. I'm like, none of
I'm like, can I exercise a lie? Because basically I ended up eating watermelon. But listen, it's it's nothing more important than a support system. And for those people that don't have it, I just feel so bad for them because I can't imagine life without a support system. As hard as adulting is hard. Especially depending where you came from, what the different things you're facing, your career, your children, your parents. Life is never all about you, and it's hard. And so I don't want to make it harder for somebody else if I can.
no.
Well, child, that bridges us to our last thing. Let me tell you. So, why every time somebody tell their story and they plus size, the first thing somebody say is you should love yourself more? Please fuck yourself respectfully.
I
Most
why
people,
people say that stuff now, and when they see it's all across the board, like, it's not just the plus size, like, it's all across the whole board. All women go through this, not just plus size women, so I don't understand why when it comes to these situations, they make it seem like it's because they plus size, because I can go in there and tell you some skinny ones that did it too. Like, it don't matter, you're a woman. It's a that's just something that women go through in general.
twin, you would think that now here's the part of social media that makes things that could help things. When you see a Carly B going through something and we have ultimate compassion for her, I know I do. I don't care what she did when she was in her 20s. She's a grown ass woman now. She's married and she has children. And she is a good wife and good mother from what we can see, right? And from what the people around her say. So when Offset does things to her, most of us can relate. When he does those things, not everybody is saying to leave him. Some people are saying, try to work it out. You have to follow your heart, because it's no point in leaving, coming back, leaving, coming back. The reality is, when you love somebody and you're married too, it's taught to us from when we're little, especially in our community, is you're supposed to be ride or die. You have to forgive him. It's going to be some things. You have to be his backbone. Oh, just forgive him. All these excuses. A man is going to be a man. All of these different things. So I then wonder, why does it not apply if you are plus size? I don't believe most of us have ever told you we don't love ourselves. I love myself to death. I love myself more than I love anybody else, except the kids. Yeah, and my mom.
They wanted something to say.
They have to, because, and the first thing it came out from this person that I will be announcing, will be following her story that she just started posting, and I'll be meeting with her and starting to do like I did for 𝒂𝒐𝒏𝒆. But I'm actually in connection with this person, and I did get permission. Thank you. Won't God do it? I reached out and she said yes. The favor of the Lord. But one of the first comments, so I found her because I was scrolling, and I saw like the box comment that they have on TikTok, and it was, I need to see what you looked like back then, because the energy gotta match the picture or something. Basically, the energy from that man doing all of these things to keep you needs to match the energy. Not that it was completely toxic. And what do you mean? You still turned it into where she was lucky to be with this man type of shit? Like, that's wild to me. So she showed pictures, but she's pretty. I don't understand how that could even be one of the first things that you think of. It's interesting. So here's a snippet. I pulled just a snippet of one of her contents. So this is the CO. I'm sure many people, especially from Pomona, know a CO that was unhinged a little later in life. So the fact that this one wasn't unhinged and was young, leave this child alone. She's a good girl. Watch.
And I just was not finna let nothing faze me. Cause when you go through the training like OJT or whatever, they tell you how these inmates are, how they can manipulate you, how they can do this, how they can do that. And I'm just thinking to myself like, yeah, okay. But when you get in there, it's a whole fucking different story. And if you know, you know. But I was also a sweet girl. I wasn't finna let nobody fuck over me. I wasn't finna let nobody play me. But it became to a point to where I started talking too much. And that's where they get you. Never fucking talk too much. If you are CO, if you OJT, just let me tell you. I hope this land on the right side of TikTok. Never talk too much to them inmates. I didn't look at it as like, trying to be friendly and, trying to get to know them or flirting or nothing like that. I strictly looked at it as like, he a person, I'm a person. He talking, I'ma talk too. Fuck it. That's where I went wrong.
Being smart, coming from a good family, being raised right, none of those things have to do with love when it consumes you, especially when you love them based on, well, they went through this, they're human too. I'm not treating nobody like that. That means you was raised good. But here, we're going to teach people how to be raised good and also know when to walk away good. I'm just saying, if somebody would have helped some of us, we might have made different decisions. Don't judge. This was going to happen next.
So I moved out there. Not the day he got out, but the day after he got out, I moved out there. I literally fucking moved. 19, still sleeping in a bed with my mama. Like, young as fuck, still learning about life. Like, had good things going for me working there, but I let a man persuade me to move out with him. So I left. Like, I just left. I did not look back. I left. Soon as I got down there, like a month after I got down there, shit started turning for the worse. He would like spaz out on me. He would like put his hands on me. He would pull my fucking hair. He would pull chunks of my hair. One day I was in the mirror and I just started cutting out my hair. Just cutting it. He walked in the restroom. He was like, I don't know why you cutting it. I'ma still pull it.
Let me tell you. So I done became big sis. We in the comments asking for his address. We want his name. We want to talk to his mammy. All kind of questions. Because the dude is older than her, obviously. She's 19. You move in with him and his mother. For me, these are going to be the three, or for us, these are going to be the three primary areas of focus. Number one, stop trying to play in women that are dope as fuck face just because we're plus size. Don't play in our face. Okay? I'll take your man. Two, why are we not calling out his mama? What are y'all mothers doing? I don't understand.
I know. I seen the thing yesterday. It was maybe the other day, and it was like, you not only raising your son, you raising somebody that, what did it say? Like, what you want, what you be
You're raising a husband.
a husband, yeah, something like that. Like,
Mhm.
and I was like, that's how you have to think about it, because you raising him up to be somebody's husband. Would you be proud of the husband that your son is? You have to think about that, because a lot of these moms got some raggedy ass sons. And sometimes you can't even blame the mom. Sometimes the moms raise these boys right and then they just do
Yeah,
that. But a lot of them now, no.
it's very unfortunate. So that's where the focus is going to be. And then the third thing is going to be a focus on mental health and love, because those are two separate things. The same way that you are conditioned in, you heard her say she was a sweet girl, she was a nice girl. What was she thinking? He talking to me, I'm gonna talk back. Because you're thinking, what are we supposed to do with black men? And it's, to me, I don't think that's something you should change. I just think it's a different way we should do it. Realistically, if somebody is talking to me, why do you have to be mean to them? I'm not mean to homeless people. I'm not mean to people. So I get it. You talk back if they're talking to you. Why you want to treat somebody like where they are, if you will? But what she said and acknowledged, I talked too much. I could have, but she was young, learning how to control it, when to stop it, appropriate conversation. That matters so much, because conversation is the door, baby. Because if it wasn't, we wouldn't have all this, like that internet love stuff. It's an actual term for it, where I actually tried to post it in your comments row last week. I have found the fraud thing. I have found the channel and I was trying to post it, but it wouldn't come up. So I have to go back and see if I could put it in your comments. But I was trying to. But they're fraudsters that go for people that are elderly in another country. They love bomb them. And in this world where things have become so disconnected and things like that, people will talk to somebody for years and not ever have seen them or anything. We'll hear a story about that on the Thursday show, but they won't even have FaceTime, nothing. So just imagine.
But when they do stuff like that, them the ones I don't be feeling sorry for. They have been scared.
Oh no, mama, you wait till we get into it. It's gonna remind you of a few people.
I think that dang, when I forget my train of thought. I forgot what I just said.
Okay, so I'll keep going and then you jump in when you want. It was he was, I don't know. I'll wait for the rest, mommy. So for mental health part, the only way that I could put it, because it's no nice way to say it, is the way that my therapist told me, because I'm always asking, I don't understand. I don't understand. What could I have done differently? Because I'm always going to ask that first, because I'm my biggest protector. I am supposed to protect me. And with the different things that I've been taught, when certain things happen, I'd be pissed because I'm like, how the fuck did that happen? Like, how did I not notice this? But my therapist, this is where I learned to be kind to myself because I wasn't always, right? The therapist said, unfortunately, they're predators in every type of thing. When you're bad, you're bad. So if you're one of those people that's a manipulator, selfish, and it usually comes from people that have to survive. So then they go out and they want to love, they want all of these other things. So that's why you see that beautiful side of them, that compassionate side of them. But the bigger chunk of them is, what can I get out of this person? I know exactly how I need to do it. And then they introduce the other side of themselves later. Now, obviously, being in prison, you can't discuss things in great detail. So you're having conversation, but it's surface conversation. But supposedly the man was fine as hell. He was older, and she did quit to be with him. I'll say at least she had, number one, she was young, but at least she had more sense than to go down with getting in trouble and all of that by still continuing to work there and do things. And like if he asked her to do stuff, then right.
Did she
If he,
a job did she have after she left? Like, can she go back and be a correctional officer now, or she just don't want to? Or I
so
need
that was one of the questions. That's actually one of the questions that she has not answered yet, intentionally, but she is going to. But my best guess would be she didn't break any law. She stopped dealing with him. He went somewhere else. He in turn got in. He in turn got in contact with her. I'm not sure if that's violating something. And then they moved forward together, but they didn't do anything while he was in there. Um,
okay.
yeah, yeah. So she still had enough sense to say, I'm not doing that, and I'm not doing that. So we give credit where credit is due. This is a great learning lesson because, like I said,
A lot of
I
but
don't
I think a lot of
know.
that, and then she's young. I can think of a lot of stuff I did when I was young that was stupid that I wouldn't do now. Hell, I can think of stuff that I did when I was an adult, that was stupid. So that's why I'm saying it don't have anything to do with your size. It's just what you go through at that time.
It's absolutely what you go through, and it's
Stupid.
wait, bro, we can't hear you. Say it again.
I said I have done some real stupid stuff as an adult.
I don't know why you have to be mad at me when you say it. I thought you loved me. Oh, why got mad at me? Uh,
Very stupid. Like, so it don't have nothing to do with nothing.
let me tell y'all what true love look like, right? So it can be. Let me tell you when I first knew love was blind. When I lost weight. When I lost weight and compared my two pictures, right? When you look in the mirror, you don't always see the way that you look. When I look in the mirror now, I still sometimes see the older person. But when I looked in the mirror then, I didn't see who I saw in that picture after I lost weight, if that makes sense. But when I looked at that picture, the first thing I thought was, people truly love me. Because maybe it's because nobody saw me overeating. I worked out. I did all kind of stuff. Maybe that's why they didn't treat me like that or call me fat. I don't know, but my people that love me, people around me, they didn't call me fat. They didn't treat me any different. Nothing like that. But I think also you control a little bit of that too. In that if you're trying to take care of yourself the best way you can, then people should support you and love you because what else are you supposed to do? If you're doing it. So maybe that's why. But child, I knew their love was blind shit. I was like, so nobody was gonna say nothing. And one of my sisters was like, what was we supposed to say? What? But like I said, I swear I did not overeat. Y'all, people have different things of why different things are there. Hell, even people that are super small, not everybody that's super small wants to be. Some of them, they say their sad stories too, or their true stories. or whatever, and they say like they don't feel like a woman. They wish they had more curves. They wish they had more body fat so they could carry a baby. So being compassionate or at least understanding or shutting up, it could go a long way because everybody's dealing with something. Just some things are outward. That's the only difference. And those things that are inward are actually the most dangerous. Ask any doctor because you don't see anything. You don't see nothing wrong. Um, we just need to take care of ourselves. And we absolutely, since social media is going to keep growing, I don't know if TikTok gonna do it, child. They out of here. They got a counter
Yeah.
on.
Look, you know what I said today? Like, it's a wrap for TikTok. It's a wrap.
Side note, I don't I'm with you, Ro. I don't think that they're going to sell or budge. If they don't sell, don't they just have to do, I don't remember now, y'all. Don't they just have to do what the requirements are to operate here?
Imma listen to the rest of that, interview or whatever podcast thing today, and then I'll let
Okay.
you know. They was talking about it today, what they had to do, but I think that they weren't willing to do it. Like, the US wants to buy TikTok. It ain't nothing. They said it's like a breach in security.
It is.
It's a breach in security, so I don't think it's nothing that they can do that will make them let them keep it and we use it out here. They want full control of it.
TikTok is crazy if they just let this go because what other country uses it more than this country? And other places have already banned the TikTok
That they have.
while ago. So it's not just us for people that think that it is for our protection and security because they are not operating accurately. And for those that are in business and knew, what has it been, 15 years for me now? 15 years ago, that the amount of tech in the technical space, China has always been light years ahead of us. And we gave them the authority to create pieces we needed for cell phones. All of this stuff that we did there because it was cheaper has now combined and bit us in our ass. If we allow them that type of freedom and to really run it the way that they want to, y'all, our safety is going to be a problem. It's not good, especially the way that things have evolved. Again, other countries have pulled out. We should have actually pulled out a long time ago. We've allowed them to set up here, to have more business here. I'm guessing, thinking that if we leave and take away jobs, it'll hurt you. They set up to know if this happens, we want to hurt them. That alone is a problem. But I digress. Be ready to move. That is why you don't see us all on TikTok like that, other than to pull something down real quick. But we're not as active on TikTok because it's going away. So I go there to learn more about my African people and to laugh at their singles panels because it'd be so funny. Um, and to hear some of their stories. So I could bring them back here. It'd be funny. It'd be so funny to me because if they call one more man a he goat, they done started taking women down. If she comes up and she's like, "Oh, do you like to spoil? I like to be spoiled." Well, that's what they say. Well. And by the way, y'all, the insert I did, I know it's not good as well, but that makes people pay attention. It's crazy that you have to do something. I'm not selling my soul, but I will use the wrong grammar to make people pay attention.
Michael Blackson had put a video up, maybe it was last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, showing, how he built that school out in Africa. And
Mm-hmm.
I just commented under it like, "Oh, I just can't wait to experience Africa." Girl, you should see how many people is in my DM now.
Don't that inbox light the hell up? That's why I didn't see your messages for. I'm like, what
I
just
was,
happened?
oh my gosh, girl, they talk about
Now they like us, y'all. They support us. They're nice to us. Everything.
yeah,
I'm like,
they can't wait they'll host me there. I need to come there. Like it's crazy. I was like, just off of that one comment, me saying that I can't wait
yes,
to experience.
yes. As soon as yes, the yes within 1 hour, of me saying that, I had 35 messages just from one panel, like in 1 hour, just from saying it on that panel. I was like, so now y'all like us. Mom's nurse at the hospital, she called me that same night after I said my DNA results. And one of the nurses, all of a sudden, he could talk to her now. She's mama now. He put together her fan. He taking care of her. He spoke to me when I went in there, and I was like,
People at the nursing home?
At the facility, I was like, when he spoke, bro, you know, I'm walking in and walking out, and I hear him speak from down the hall. And I looked and I'm like, in 4 months, you never spoke to me, never nothing. Now all of a sudden you speaking to me. I was like,
I need to ask you something when we get off about that, because I know my mind, I'm gonna forget. So just remind me.
Okay. But yeah, I'm with you. Like, more people are being nice now. They want to support. They like my stuff. They watch it. All of these nice things, like, oh, come home. We can't wait to have you. Like you said, I was like,
Yep, that's all. That's what they said. I just been laughing. I'm like, this is crazy.
we've done Africa videos before. Honey, I
And
just
that
cannot believe it.
knowing that I did the DNA thing, I'm just saying I can't wait to experience Africa on his post. So they not even knowing that I did that. If I did that, it would probably really be flooded. That's
No, so
and
sometimes when you go say stuff, they go to your page and they already looked through stuff. They might have seen it as
but my
that clip that was pulled out.
maybe if I put it on the podcast, but I commented off of my regular page. That
Mm,
they probably
mm.
me and think I'm
They
asking
just know.
somebody else.
They just know. I don't know, but I'm telling you, this is this is interesting. I'm gonna need full security. I'm a little nervous, but not. Like, that's really interesting. They care that you care to find out your DNA. So when you know and you can actually answer some of the questions, even if you talk completely American, I guess they're nice to you, but whatever. I can't wait to go. But that is those are our topics for tonight. And those will kind of be the consistent things that I've decided to stick with for the show, because looking for things is like really hard, and it's so much stuff out here because it's so many things that need to be fixed. So fat, I like that word. Fat, kids, and how y'all need to do better. So kids and parenting. I really care about fashion. Then I guess I could do hauls, but it won't be a show. It'll just be a post. And story times, because baby, these be good. So yeah, that's it for me. That's what I've decided to stick to. So that is it from me. Make sure that you join us on Thursday, because I got some more good shit. Baby, when I tell you shit is hot off the presses, it made me actually come up with my tagline. I'll either straighten that damn crown or I'll slap it off your damn head. I ain't figured out how to polish that yet, because you can't exactly just say it like that. But I definitely think some crowns need to be knocked off. Some crowns can't be repaired. Some crowns didn't belong on your head. Some crowns you didn't earn. We not giving everybody don't get a trophy. Everybody don't get a trophy. We holding people accountable. I guess that's my closing statement. Anything from you, Ro?
You know, everybody do better.
Y'all, I'm telling you. Say it again.
Everybody do better.
Say it again.
Put it in
Because I
every
don't think that.
same category.
Thank you. Trigger warning. We're going to start telling you about yourself. So if you look in the mirror and it applies, listen to the solutions that we provide and start taking care of yourself. We look in the mirror all the time. I could probably tell you 10 things that are wrong with me, because some of them are funny and I'm going to keep them. And the others, The others, I'll be like, girl, we gonna work on that. Let's write that down. That's a good one. That's a good one. Ooh, Jesus. So we will see you tomorrow on Rosé's show and then back here on Thursday, where we will discuss the woman that caught her husband with her sister. This is a real story. I really received it. I really would not be saying no names. Blood of Jesus. Blood of Jesus. So that's it. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and send me your stories. I never ever tell anybody's name or where it came from, but we will discuss it and come up with solutions. And if you want me to talk about the other person really, really bad, I can help you. But if you get in the comments and say it, then I got to read it. So then you could kind of like create another profile, come on and say it. I could read it out loud and you could get your rocks off that way. But I do want to support people and help them. And sometimes it's just about being heard. So subscribe, like, share, and be nice in the comments. That is it from us tonight. And have a good night.
Good night.